Brakathe Yahweh, Brakathe Yahweh Shai, Brakathe Yahweh, Brakathe Yahweh Shai, Brakathe Yahweh, Brakathe Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim La, Alahaya Nawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash, the water, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to my elder apostles as well the elder bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth to continue to teach me this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and to the Israelites that scattered abroad to USA Shalom. It's the brothers about Dawadah coming again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. I don't want to desire you be edified. And today's lesson is entitled A Mischievous People. Okay? A mischievous people. Alright, and we live amongst a mischievous people, right? Which we know that who that people are, all right? Which is the so-called white man, all right? The Edomites, all right? And you got as well as the other heathen nations, all right? But this mainly the Edomites, all right? The nation of Edom, all right? are those mischievous people, all right? The ones that are oppressing so-called Babylon or so-called America as of right now, all right, and have been, been oppressing, all right, since the time, all right, and so, as the times that as these days progress, we just got to continue to keep our eye forward, all right. And keep our watching our backs because the scripture goes into never trust thine enemy, all right, and you can't trust a mischievous person, all right, and more so you can't trust Esau, all right, and he's gonna get his he's gonna get what's coming to him, all right, here soon, all right, in due time, all right, but that word mischievous, all right, through the dictionary.com. It reads maliciously or playfully annoying, causing annoyance, harm, or trouble. All right, and that's what he's been doing since since the Lord has put him in power. All right, causing harm, okay, causing trouble. All right, maliciously. All right, what he's done to the nation of Israel, hell, what he does to his own people. All right, which is why he has to be taken out of rulership. He has to be taken out of power. All right, his time is up. All right, the Lord, put him in, in a position to rule. All right, and now the Lord has taken him out of that rulership. All right, he's done his due diligence. All right, he's done it well. All right, which is why he's a mischievous people because he is the wicked. All right, they are the wicked. All right, and they've done their job, perfectly. Well played. All right, but now as it says, playfully annoying. All right, but your time is up. All right, and so we just have to continue to be on the lookout, for these people. All right, the mischievous people. All right, which is really the Edomites. When it's all said and done. All right, the etymology definition of mischievous, it reads unfortunate, disastrous, miserably, wretchedly. The definition from WordNet, it reads deliberately causing harm or damage. All right, and that's what he's done. He's done that to the world. All right, to Babylon. All right, to the 12 tribes. Right, the nation of Israel, his people. All right, the other heathen nations. All right, he deliberately causes harm or damage. All right, the oppression that he has put on this world. All right, I mean, obviously we know the Lord allowed this to happen. All right, because for the nation of Israel is the curses, his punishment. All right, but he's causing harm and damage. He went far and beyond. All right, he's exceeded what he was supposed to be doing. All right, and now he's got to pay, and he's going to pay when our Lord Yahweh Shai comes back. All right, the things that he's done, all right, he thinks that he's gotten away with because the Lord hasn't really showed his anger towards him yet. All right, but that's soon to come. All right, it's soon to come. Mischief, all right, is more so the root word of mischievous. All right, it reads a cause or source of harm, evil, or annoyance. Okay, that word annoyance is pretty much, throughout the definitions. All right. So everyone's everyone's annoyed with, so-called white man. All right, more than annoyed. All right, more than annoyed with the so-called white man. All right, annoyed. All right, as an understatement. All right, for we're over it. All right, we're ready for our Lord Yahweh Shai to come back. All right, and rule in righteousness. All right, as well as alongside King David. All right, and everyone else down the line to follow. All right, so we're gonna just grab a couple scriptures. We're gonna jump right into it, and we're gonna start off in Proverbs 24:8. It reads, "He that devises to do evil shall be called a mischievous person." All right, and he that devises to do evil shall be called a mischievous person. All right, that devises, really more so goes into plan. All right, plan it out. All right, and that's what they do, man. That's what they've been doing. All right, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Shai on the left hand side, that's what they've been doing to the people. All right, coming up with different plans how to oppress people. All right, how to break people down. All right, how to harm them, how to cause damage or trouble. All right, towards their in their lives. All right, you got different ways that they went about this great plan, so-called great plan. All right, to rule the world. All right, in such an evil manner. All right, and here so coming up here in the near future, as we see with this great reset. All right, the changing of the dollar, which is always, which is also prophecy. All right, but this here, all right, is about to mess up. It's really about to shake the core of the world. All right, because a lot of people don't understand what's really going on. All right, but those that are of the hopeful elect, those who that truly believe in the power of Yahweh Shai, all right, understand what's going on. And all right, and knows this has to happen. All right, but this is such an evil, a sinister plan. All right, that they've came up with, and the Lord put it in their spirit to do it. Obviously, because they have to fulfill prophecy. But that mark, that Karagma, all right, is such a sinister plan. All right, because he wants to be like the Most High. All right, when it's all said and done, he has a God complex. Those mischievous people, they have a God complex. All right, because granted, the Lord gave them this world, as we know, Job 9:24. All right, so initially, really, this is their heaven. Okay, this is their heaven, which is why they get away with so much stuff. Which is why they've been able to gun down Jake, and get away with all the rape, robbery, and murder, and things of such sort, and the racism and all these things. All right, this is all part of the curses ultimately, but this is another reason why they've gotten away with it, because this is their heaven. All right, we know they're blessed with the sword, so you can't. The Lord blessed the nation of Edom with the sword. Esau with the sword. All right, so you're not going to be able to outdo him when it comes to the sword, because that's his blessing. All right, which is why he gets away with the damage, the malicious harm or trouble. All right, let's go to Psalms 21. Psalms 21. 10 through 12, it reads, "Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee. They imagine a mischievous device, which they are notable to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make ready thine." So let me pick this up. Let me start over 12. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy strings against the face of them. All right, and that word device, all right, in verse 11, all right, through the blue letter, it reads the purpose or discretion, plot or evil. All right, so they imagined a mischievous device. They imagined an evil device. All right, an evil plan, which they are notable to perform because they are the wicked. All right, so they don't have a good bone in their body. All right, no matter how many white people or so-called white people all right, that's that so-called in your eyes that they've done good, or they've done good to you, or that they've done good for certain people or whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. All right, they don't have a good bone in their body. All right, and really, here's so in the near future, the Lord is going to show why. This not really why, but the Lord's going to show the world that they don't have a good bone in their body. All right, because through the left hand, he's gonna he's using the so-called white man as his whooping stick. All right, and a lot of Jake and even his own people, all right, are about to get whooped with that whooping stick. All right, it's gonna be a lot of you're gonna see the true colors. All right, let's just say it that way. You're gonna see the true colors of the so-called white man. Ecclesiastes 10 and 12, it reads, the words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow up himself. The beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischievous madness. All right, it's kind of like the verse, thinking on top of my head, I forget exactly where it's at, but his lips were softer than butter, but war was in his heart. All right, that's a mischievous person. All right, they're devising to do mischief. All right, to stir up mischief. All right, that's a mischievous person. All right, that's what I said. They don't have no good bones in their body. All right, they weren't made to be good. All right, that's not what the Lord intended them to be. All right, that's not what He made them for. All right, He made them to be the wicked. All right, the left to be on His left hand side. All right, and the Lord is just like the ultimate. The Lord is the ultimate puppet master. All right, you see those little puppets or whatever, and they got the strings and they're dangling. They're dangling the little puppet or whatever. That's the Lord. Making them do the moves. Performing all the acts that they're performing. All right, so He can be justified. All right, when He comes back. Okay, He's already justified, for what He's going to do, because there's a long list. There's a very long list. All right, of all the mischievous things that He's done. All right, all the mischief that He stirred up, all the the bad things that He's done. All right, there's a long list of it. All right, and the Lord hasn't forgotten not one thing. All right, since the time of His rulership. All right, and He's going to pay. All right, we just have to stay prayed up. All right, we just have to be patient. All right, and ultimately we just have to believe that the Lord is going to do what He said He's going to do. All right, if you believe in Yahweh Yahawashi, if we believe in Yahweh Yahawashi, all right, then we have to sit back and be patient. All right, and let the movie play out how it's supposed to be. All right. Do you think the Lord wanted to get on that cross? All right. No, of course the Lord didn't want to get on that cross. All right. But He had to be patient and let the movie play out what it had to be. All right. He was doing His Father's will. All right. And there's no different from us. All right, being believers. There's no different from the so-called white man being wicked. All right, and being a mischievous people. All right. Everybody's in their respective lot. Acts 13, 6 to 11, think this is it. I believe so, yes. Acts 13:6-11, it reads, "And when they had gone through the isle unto Paphos, they found a certain sorcerer, a false prophet, a Jew, whose name was Barisus. I think I'm pronouncing that right, which was with the deputy of the country, Sergius Paulus, a prudent man, who called for Barnabas and Saul, and desired to hear the word of the Most High. But Elymas, the sorcerer, for so is his name, by interpretation, withstood them, seeking to turn away the deputy from the faith. Then Saul, who also is called Paul, filled with the Holy Spirit, set his eyes on him, and said, O full of all subtlety and all mischief, thou child of the devil, thou enemy of all righteousness, wilt thou not cease to pervert the right ways of the Lord? Question. And now behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thee, and thou shalt be blind, not seeing the sun for a season. And immediately there fell on him a mist and a darkness, and he went about seeking some to lead him by the hand." All right, so he was trying to change. He didn't want him to know about the Lord. All right, he was trying to pervert his ways from knowing, Yahweh Shai. All right, and he got judged behind that. All right, it's no different from the so-called white man now with these churches. All right, they don't want us to know Yahweh Shai, which is why, JC got brought up. All right, got thrown into the mix. All right, because they never wanted us to know, who we truly were. All right, who we truly are. All right, and that's obviously that's part of prophecy as well. All right, but to he didn't want him to know who he was, who the true living powers were. All right, and the so-called white man has done it today. All right, with all these different religions. All right, all these different churches. All right, you even got people who don't even believe at all. The atheists. You got people that don't believe at all. All right, and that's with a malicious intent. All right, so for the nation, more so for the nation of Israel, not to call on the true names of the living power. All right, that way we wouldn't have a relationship with him. All right, but the scripture goes into, roughly paraphrasing, in the land of the captivity they shall remember themselves. I believe that's in Baruch, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's go to Psalms 38. We about to close it out here. I didn't want to make this long. Psalms 38:12. Of course, we know this is King David. It reads, they also that seek after my life lay snares for me. We know that word snares goes into traps. All right, and they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things and imagine deceits all the day long. All right, and that's what they want. That's what they do. All right, that's what their true intent is. All right, they don't have no good bone in their heart. I mean, no good bone in their body. All right, I keep saying it. There's nothing good about them, not whatsoever. All right, and you still have Jake that sit there and try to define or defend them. All right, Salakia, defend them. All right, for whatever reason. All right, and there's no defending, no matter how hard you try. All right, there is no saving the so-called white man. All right, they were set here on this place, okay, in this on this earth to do what the Lord, intended. All right, and they've been doing it. All right, and Jake sit there and wants to be equal. All right, and knowing when we're above them. All right, Jake don't want to listen. All right, Jake want to defend them. All right, and want to feel sorry for them, and want to let the past be the past. All right, but that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. All right, and we don't care who don't believe it. All right, we're speaking just for the believers. All right, to keep their faith going, to keep them, thinking of the Lord. All right, and repenting and changing their ways. All right, as well as myself. Let's go ahead and close it out here, Micah. I'm in there. Chapter 7. 1 through 3. All right, it reads, "Woe is me, for I am as." Let me start over. Micah chapter 7, 1 through 3. It reads, "Woe is me, for I am as when they have gathered the summer fruits, as the grape gleanings of the vintage. There is no cluster to eat. My soul desired the first ripe fruit. The good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none upright among men. They all lie in wait for blood. They hunt every man his brother with a net, that they may do evil with both hands earnestly. The prince asketh the judge, the prince asketh, and the judge asketh for a reward, and the great man he uttereth his mischievous desire, so they wrap it up." Let me go ahead and read 4. "The best of them is as a briar. The most upright is sharper than a thorn hedge. The day of thy watchmen and thy visitation cometh, now shall be their perplexity. Trust ye, I'm read 5:2. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom." All right. So when it's all said and done, all right, Esau is not to be trusted. All right. When it's all said and done, he's not to be trusted. All right, because they are mischievous people. All right. So you have to, we have to just continue, like I said earlier. All right, we have to continue to keep our eyes on that straight and narrow path. All right, continue to, be circumspect. All right, discerning the times. All right, because the days are evil. All right, and it's only going to get more worse from here on out. All right, especially when coming up here towards the end of the year. All right. So that's been my lesson on the mischievous people. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Makakodash. Double honors to my elder apostles as well, the elder bishops, the great millstone who taught me this truth and continue to teach me this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. And with that, I want to say Kwame Asharala and Abba Baba. Shalom.